right, I want to welcome everybody to our team call tonight. It's October 21st, and I was thinking about this time of year, the fall. I love the fall. It's one of my favorite, and I was relating it to the business. It's all about change, right? The leaves are changing, and for those of us that are, in Isagenix and building a business, we want to change, right? I know that I'm growing every day, even though I've been doing this for 14 years, and it's all about that growth. And we're going to talk about some different things today that can help us in our growth with our in the business as well as personally. So I'm excited to be able to introduce Kathy Helwig, one of my very good friends. And Kathy has been our fearless leader for 16 years now. Not quite for me, because I haven't been in quite that long, but Kathy is such a great role model and a great mentor to me. She is the 21st millionaire. She's an 8-star platinum and a 6-star crystal executive. And she's just a fearless leader that, she herself is growing in so many different areas. And I love all the things that she teaches me, as well as she's going to share with all of you tonight. So Kathy, welcome. We're excited to hear what you have to say.
Well, thank you, Lynn. That was great. I appreciate you so much isn't this business fun? Because you and I met so many years ago, and we've become like sisters.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that great?
Right.
And that's what's happened with many of you guys. So let me start with just a couple of announcements. The free shipping on any order that includes the BIA. Has anybody gotten their BIA?
Mm-hmm. Love it.
Yeah, it's so tasty. I mean, I am not a caffeine person, but I had some the day before yesterday, and it was great. No jitters, nothing. I just loved it, and it's yummy. So, so if you haven't ordered your BIA, this week is a good time to do it because of the free shipping. And so, also there's free shipping on Isagear this week. Isagear.com. So if you need any of the Isagear, the t-shirts, the leggings, there's all kinds of stuff that you can buy, the hats, get it this week, free shipping. You're going to want that for New Year kickoff, by the way. All right. So, the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to share my screen because we're going to talk tonight about relationship marketing and how important it is that you create relationships. And so let me share my screen. All right. Okay, so what is relationship marketing? Well, it's a lead generation system that initiates interest or inquiry into your products or services. And so it's a great way to get people interested in what you're doing, right? Your business, every day in your business, you want to be creating new leads. And so the relationship marketing is a great way to do that. And it requires meeting new people and deepening relationships that you already have. We don't burn bridges, we build them, right? So you want to turn relationships into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Now, trust makes this work fun. If you know that people trust you, that's half the battle. And you don't have to convince them. You can get right to helping them. So trust removes all the ickiness from the sales process. Wouldn't you agree? So that you can go for the yes. You don't have to be going for no's. You go for the yes. Once you build trust, the only reason you would have any objections is if you haven't built the trust. So there's 4 ingredients in building trust. And the first one is chemistry. And it's where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you that they can relate to, right? And it's easy to find common ground. You just ask questions and then you listen to what they say. Um, you know, that, gosh, there's so many times when I'll just go look at somebody's Facebook page and find common ground, and then I can message them and make a comment about that, right? And it works every time. There's connection. I was in church yesterday. The people sitting in front of us, I'd never seen them before. So I introduced myself and I said, is this your first visit? And they said, yes. And come to find out, there were only 3 kids with them, but they have 8. And I said to her, oh my gosh, I'm one of 8. And I said, and we were 6 girls and 2 boys. And she says, I have 6 girls and 2 boys. And so we had common ground right there. And so we became Facebook friends. This morning, I messaged her and I said, I'd love to get to know you better. Let's have lunch. She said, I'd love that. So it's so easy, guys, to create common ground. It's not easy if you're not asking questions, right? So the next one is character. And that's when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable, okay? So character is not something that you have. It's something that you demonstrate. And it needs to be about them, not about you. So only tell stories about you if it's relatable to them. And then competence is the third one. And it's when you demonstrate that you are good at what you do and you are a business person. And, you know, some of you are new. That's okay. You don't have to have that competence because you have team members who have that competence, right? You're learning. So lean on your team members for that. So remember, people only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Okay. So the next one is consistency. This is the key to anyone's success. And I'm telling you, I don't believe any business can survive without consistency. And you know, Lynn has been so consistent over the years. She's been in for what, 15 years?
14.
14. And I've never seen her not be consistent. Even when she was working 2 jobs, she was always consistent. And so, Lynn, why don't you share a little bit about what you do to stay consistent?
Okay. Yeah, I kind of looked up the definition of consistency, and it's really achieving that level of performance that doesn't vary over time, right? The quality doesn't vary over time. So, you know, consistency can really envelop so many different areas in our business, you know, consistently sharing on Facebook, consistent in the product use, different things like that. So if you want to take a pen, I have 5 little quick questions to ask you, and you can rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 to see where you are with your consistency. And again, you know, that's how we grow, how we move forward in the business, right? So the first one, are you consistently a product of the product? So rate yourself, you know, 8, 10, whatever you might be. Okay, and then the next one, are you consistently investing in your own personal development? Now that's something that, you know, since we were embracing Dave MacArthur, it's so great that every morning we can get on his calls and grow ourselves personally. So I love that. I love his training. I love all the things I'm learning. And then he has a Saturday call too. So are you doing that consistently? And are you reading? You know, that's another one. The third one is, are you consistently investing in your health and fitness? You know, we become kind of like a role model to people as we're sharing the health with people, right? And we want to look our best and know that, you know, we're putting the products in our body and a level of fitness too. 4 would be, are you consistently sharing your story and journey on social media? I found kind of my niche because I do a lot of health related topics. So that's what I consistently do every day, some health related topic, question, whatever. I'm educating people. Sometimes I've gotten a little, you know, fire started with people, but, you know, it's kind of interesting to see that happen. But being consistent is really the key, because as you're building consistently, you're building trust with people too, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's calling them. The last one is, are you consistently staying in contact with all your relationships? And, you know, I'm doing a new program. Several of us are doing this new program to try it out. And it's building that consistency of connecting with relationships. And I tell you, I mean, I'm going back to people that signed up with me like, you know, 10 years ago and rekindling that relationship with them. And I haven't talked to them for, you know, probably 8 years. So it's pretty interesting and exciting to see what that can do as we build that level of consistency. So I encourage you all to, you know, practice consistency in what area of your life that you want to grow in, because it's so beneficial.
Awesome. Love all those areas.
Yeah.
All right. So relationship building is a contact sport, meaning you need to contact people. Contact with people. And time is scarce, you know, but here's the thing. It's never too late. It's easier to send somebody a note as soon as you've connected with them to start a relationship than if you never contacted them before. For instance, say I've got somebody that enrolled with me, never really had much contact with them. They didn't want any support or anything. But months later, maybe even years later, I can still contact them and say, you know, how are you doing? You know, I'm here to support you if you ever need it. Have you heard about the new products that have come out, right? So there's lots of things that you can do to kind of reignite a relationship, even if it's been a long time. And you know what is really powerful? A handwritten note that you stick in the mail. Do you ever get a note from somebody? Do you throw it in the garbage after you read it? Most of the time, no, I don't. I have a stack of notes that I'll keep around because they mean a lot to me. So when somebody takes the time to write me a note, and one of the things that you can do is as soon as you have an enrollment, find a sample of something. Now with the Forever Pack that we're promoting, that they're not getting that 5-piece sample pack in their 30-day system, right? In the Forever Pack, you could send them a sample of something, you know, a packet of shake, or well, they're already getting the shakes, an e-shot. I still got some of the skincare line that I like to send a sample of to people. So a personal note with that goes a long way. So also with Facebook friends, maybe you've never had them as a customer. Maybe they've just been a Facebook friend that's just planning. You've never really made a clear connection with them except to accept their friend request or whatever. Perfect opportunity, no matter how long it's been, to just send them a little message saying, hey, just dropping by to make sure you're having an awesome week. You know, doesn't have to be anything special, but do find something that you have in common on their profile so that you can mention that. You know, I see you have beautiful children, you know, comment on their children. I've got 5 grandkids that I adore, and your kids remind me of how they were when they were little. Something like that, you know. It doesn't have to be anything special, but you've connected with that person, and they appreciate it. When I get a personal message from somebody, I truly appreciate it, especially when they're not. It doesn't feel icky. They're not trying to sell me something. They're just trying to connect, right? So there's an important principle. Investing time in connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. And deepening in relationships is what's going to have you be more trusted, have more opportunities for getting people started on your programs, and possibly a business builder. That's what it's all about, right? So let's see. Let me stop sharing now. So, you know, the opportunities that we have of learning the Forever Pack, which is really what we're focused on, is I don't know how, we're just so blessed to have the training that we have with Dave MacArthur and Lenny Evans and the whole group of people who are really promoting the Forever Pack. Laura St. John, and they're all phenomenal trainers, and we want to be taking advantage of that. So if you can get on a call in the morning, Monday through Friday, they've got those calls. Thursday is the one so Monday through Friday is the mindset calls. Thursday is the 7-step training, which is an hour earlier than the mindset calls. And Saturday is the business training. And oh my gosh, I haven't seen a business training that hasn't just blown my mind. This last one, if you don't have a grasp of what the compensation plan is, this last Saturday's training was the best training I've ever seen on the compensation plan. So you can so if you can't get on the morning calls, you can get on Facebook groups to listen to those calls. And the Monday through Friday mindset call is Lenny Evans 123 Isagenix. That's the name of the group. The Forever University group has the other trainings on it. And as often as possible, I know between me and Lynn, we're trying to get those recordings actually put onto our business groups so that it's easier to find. But go to the files section in the We Believe in Freedom Biz group to get a listing of all of the calls and Zooms and trainings. So with that, I've asked Ariana to share a little bit about this morning's mindset call. Lenny Evans was amazing, as he usually is. But what I love about him is he just comes from the heart, so much so that, he's in tears a lot of the time. And so Ariana's achieved 3-star Golden Circle. She's been with Isagenix for what, 15 years?
As long as Lynn has.
Okay. And she doesn't miss these mindset calls because she knows how important it is to really start your day in the right mindset. So Ariana, why don't you share what you wanted to share about that?
So thank you, Kathy and Lynn and everybody on the call right now. It's these morning calls, they're not necessarily trainings on the business, they're trainings for life. And we talk a lot about personal growth and the value of of knowing yourself. Just know who you are so that you can find your power. You can find your strength. You can find the things that make you smile, that make you feel alive. And I think these morning calls, when the people share on them every morning, and it's just 20 minutes, not even that long. And you can lie in your bed, or if you're getting, your kids ready for school or yourself ready for work, you can just have it sitting there and you can hear and you'll catch what you need. That's the beautiful thing. And if you cannot do it live, like Kathy said, just come onto the call later. Just listen to these calls because there's gems in it. And the one gem that I got today, and there were so many ideas, but the one that I loved was Lenny really believes in being still several times a day, but specifically in the morning and in the evening, in order to be present to now. He really is this kind of master, or becoming a master of really just being present to his moment now, because that really is the only moment we ever truly have. We don't have the moment that just happened, and we're not going to have the one that's coming up until we get there, and then it will always be just now. So what struck me today was, he said, you don't need to do 20 minutes to meditate. That sounds like a lot of commitment, right? Not only is it the commitment to the 20 minutes, which might seem like eternity, but how do you practice that kind of presence for 20 minutes? It could make you crazy, right? A little bit crazy. So it takes a while to become a master with that length of time. But you know what? Anybody can do this in 1 minute. And he gave a challenge, and I loved this. And I took it sort of on today. I didn't do it every hour, but I did it whenever I thought of it. He said, just take a minute during the day, every hour, and be still. Now, you can do an affirmation that you choose to do in that moment for 1 minute. I just said to my phone, I said, hey, Siri, do a minute countdown for me. And it's
the timer is not running.
Okay, well, the timer's not running, but it was when I did it today. And the beautiful thing is it just counted down. I just, whatever I was, wherever I was, I just stopped. And there's something incredibly grounding and foundational. If no matter what chaos or hysteria you're involved in that moment, you can just give yourself a minute. And believe me, it was at one moment, the third time I did, I said, is this a minute? It feels like an hour. Like, how is time so flexible? And it really is that way when you become mindful of it. And one of the beautiful things that Kathy trained me personally today was that time really, I can master my own time. Time does not master me. And I had that experience today. And, one time I was outside and I just stopped what I was doing and stood and was present to the air and the smell and the sounds. And that was my meditation for that minute. And there was even, a moment where I want a little more.
Sorry,
and
I didn't quite catch that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And so I think what my point is, give yourself permission to take that minute. You don't need 20 minutes. You can work up to it. And if you feel motivated, take more time, right? If you find that you have suddenly empty space, you don't know how to fill it, you're waiting for the laundry, or you're sitting and waiting for your kids to pick them up, just sit for a moment and just be still with yourself. Maybe bring an affirmation in for 1 minute, or just be present to what you're grateful for. That's another great one. So I just wanted to say it was a gift that I got from the call this morning, and you can get these little gifts every day.
Because we've got a little bit more time, I wasn't going to share this, but I'll share what I got out of this morning's call. That too, but Lenny was talking about the belief systems that we create out of our circumstances as we're growing up, out of our parents, the modeling that we're given. And, he was talking about some of the modeling that he had. And he heard his dad say all the time, his dad would say, money doesn't grow on trees. Anybody else hear that? It wasn't specifically that, although I probably heard that a lot. One of the things that I heard a lot was, no, we can't afford it. But the money doesn't grow on trees. And he shared that one time at one of the early Isagenix universities, and I remember seeing Lenny at one of the first, second, or third one that I went to, that it was just a group of not more than 100 people, and maybe not even 100. It was probably more like 40 or 50 people in a room, and that was the Isagenix University. So we've come a long way. Mm-hmm. But he said Jim Coover was always in the front of the room teaching the compensation plan. And one time as he was teaching it, he paused and he said, as he was, describing the tree, one on the left, one on the right, and he's talking about the tree, and he said, I guess money does grow on trees. I loved it. I'm going to use that one a lot, especially when I'm explaining on a three-way call or something. So I loved that.
And Kathy, share how it's the roots that get deeper and deeper and bear more and more fruit, because the tree can get, larger and larger on the outside because of all the massive roots that you're planting.
Yep. So what is the fruit? Money. Yeah. So that's why we want to build deep, and why that's the beauty of the compensation plan, is you can build deep and create those roots, and everything comes up to you in volume and cycles. So great analogy. So Ariana, what was our call to action?
Okay. So I'm going to post it right now. I have it right in front of me, and I'm going to put this in the chat. So we'll give you a few moments now to grab the link. The best thing to do is, once I put the link in the chat, it's not a link.
It isn't?
Well, I have it as a PDF, so let me go to the link itself and find it. Well, anyway, there's a link for the declarations. So the Millionaire Mind Intensive has a beautiful PDF. We're going to put it in the biz group under files, and it will be
Share it.
yeah. And I'm going to share it right now. So
Okay.
let me show you what it looks like. Let me get to my screen and share. All right, here we are. There she is. So this is a really wonderful space to do your minute meditation. Pick one of these, like, okay, I focus on building my net worth. You could do that one.
Hey, can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could do that one at 4 o'clock. And then at 5 o'clock, you could say, I am an excellent money manager. And it makes these declarations really focused, simple, because we're talking about simplicity, you know, as we are supporting the Forever Pack conversation. At 9 o'clock tonight, I may go to, I commit to being rich. I love this, and we'll post it for everybody so that you can have a copy of it and use it for your minute meditation.
Yeah, Lenny said that he had it laminated, and he can actually stick it to his shower wall and read them while he's taking a shower. It's a great idea. So yeah, I love these affirmations. I think they're awesome.
So I'm going to challenge everybody who's listening to this call. Do one day. Take a 24-hour period. I mean, you're not going to do affirmations necessarily when you're sleeping. But when you wake up, as often as you can, remind yourself 1 minute every hour. Pick one and have this in your pocket. You know, fold it up and have it in your pocket. And pull one out and go, I am committed to constantly learning and growing. That's my next one for the next minute.
Great. Can you stop sharing?
I did.
Well, that's interesting. Because it doesn't look like it on my side.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well. All right. So, Lynn, did you have anything else you wanted to add? Ariana?
No.
Okay. Well, then I would just want to bless you guys with an abundant week, a joyful week, and a productive week. And you guys know I love you. Good night.
Thank you.